All right, we are live. Hello, everybody watching this. This is the long-awaited return of the JJ DVD Variety Hour, a name that has since gone out of date, really, since people don't really buy DVDs anymore, but rather use their Netflix and chills and their all that other stuff. I don't know. I'm trying to keep up with the kids, but it's not working. I am Jason. It's been a long time. I am happy to be back, and with me, amazingly, we have both of us back. This is incredible. We have Jai.
Yes, hello. I am here. It was hard getting all two of us in free at the same time, but we have done it. We've done it. We're back. It's 2016, and the JJ DVD Variety Hour is bigger than ever.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it was your relationship with Yoko Ono that kind of, soured things a little bit.
Yeah, that
wasn't good for our it wasn't good for our creativity. Yeah, that concept album you released was weird, but that's all right. We're back. That's the main thing. We are back.
We're back, and to kick things off with this very first video episode of the JJ DVD Variety Hour, something that happened just today in the world of movies is DC announced. Well, not so much announced. We already knew about it, but they showcased a lot of their upcoming films. So today we got the first full, well, they call it the first, there was that Comic-Con one, the first full trailer for Suicide Squad, and man, it is awesome. What do you think?
Yeah. Suicide Squad was something I wasn't really familiar with until very recently. I saw Batman Assault on Arkham recently. That was pretty much my first introduction to all of these characters, apart from Harley Quinn, who I had seen on the animated Batman series. And so I think, firstly, the trailer is amazing. It's just the music they used and the editing, all that together, just this combination of things that was just so great. And I think it's especially good because there are lots of people like me who are not familiar with Suicide Squad, and I think this trailer is enough to get people interested. Like, I showed this trailer to my mum before, and she had no idea what Suicide Squad was. I showed her the trailer, and she says, yeah, I would like to see this. So as a trailer, I think it's really done its job. What do you think about it?
Oh, yeah, I'm ecstatic for it. The trailer is excellent. Putting it into Bohemian Rhapsody was excellent. It just flows so well. And you're right, it is these characters that really, if you're not familiar with the comics, if you don't read the comics, if you pretty much haven't read into any DC, you won't know these characters at all. Maybe, aside from the Joker or Harley Quinn, because they're seen a lot. But this is pretty much like DC's Guardians of the Galaxy, really. They're throwing a movie out there that has these unknown characters. No one's really heard of them. And yeah, the movie looks excellent. From what I've seen online, the trailer's been receiving some positive buzz. And you mentioned before the DC animated film Assault on Arkham. Yeah, I think that's the only other time, movie-wise, I've seen the Suicide Squad ever on film together. And it's crazy to me. It seems like I've waited for this movie forever. And apart from that, the only DC Universe film got universe. So, and still started off. That has very mixed reviews. And then now we're coming into Batman v Superman, which I think looks great too, and I can't wait to finally see these characters on screen together. And now today, Suicide Squad, the main trailer's out. It looks fantastic. I can't wait for that. And Jeff Johns and Kevin Smith also announced a lot of other movies, such as Wonder Woman. Then we got Justice League. Then we will have Justice League Part 2, etc. They also announced the Flash movie, the Aquaman movie. Cyborg character will be in Justice League, and we saw him for the first time today, played by Ray Fisher. And same with Ezra Miller as the Flash, only in art, production art. Obviously, no finished costume or anything. And then the Green Lantern Corps movie is coming, and that's slated for 2020. So that's quite a distance off. Hopefully, that wait will not be as long as that seems. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to this entire slate. People always say, "Are you getting burnt out on superhero movies?" I'm personally not. What about you, Jason? What do you think?
No, I'm not, surprisingly enough. You would think so, considering just how many there are, like with Marvel and DC. And DC's really starting to ramp it up. Like, it was pretty much, apart from Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy, it's been all Marvel. You've had all the Avengers, Captain America, Thor, Iron Man, etc. it's just been non-stop Marvel and Amazing Spider-Man as well, which I think was released through Sony, but Marvel still. So now with DC pretty much going like full throttle into the cinematic universe, it's really interesting because other than the Dark Knight trilogy, at least in recent times, DC's films haven't been sort of huge successes that, like, say, The Avengers was or Iron Man was. It's like Man of Steel. It was, I think it did pretty well. I'm sure, it made a profit. And I think it was, it had mixed reviews. And so I think there's a lot on the line. Because, this is a very ambitious lineup. They've got so many things planned. And if Batman versus Superman somehow bombs, that's going to have bad signs for Suicide Squad. And then what will happen with the other films? Will they even be made at all?
Well, that's true. And we also got footage from the new Wonder Woman film, which is coming next year. So what we've got is Batman v Superman. Then we've got Suicide Squad, which was a risk, like that's these characters that no one's heard of, and like coming straight after the Trinity. So we got Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, and then it's interesting because the Wonder Woman film, which is coming out after Suicide Squad, so that's the first film next year. They must have a lot of faith in that because Gal Gadot or Gadot, I'm not sure how to say it last time. I think it's Gadot. I'm not sure. She's playing Wonder Woman. We really haven't seen much footage from her. We haven't really heard her talk. We haven't really heard anything from that. I'm reserving my judgment. I think she looks great as Wonder Woman. I think the costume's excellent. She's obviously not my first choice to play Wonder Woman, but they must see something in her because they've gone ahead with putting her in Batman v Superman. They're putting her in Justice League, and they've already they're filming Wonder Woman for next year too. So I think if she was doing a bad job, someone at Warner Brothers would have gone, I don't think this is a good idea. Let's halt this right now. So she must be doing a good job. I can't wait to see how she plays it. I'm hoping that it's great and that the franchise or the film series just continues to go because I want to see all of these characters on screen. And as you mentioned before, it's a great time for Marvel and DC to be going up against each other. I'm much more of a fan of DC Comics, but the Marvel movies are just brilliant. I love them all, and I love the characters too. So if they want to start a war with each other, try and outdo each other, that's great. We only benefit from that.
Absolutely. And I just want to you mentioned before, I thought a good point. You mentioned Guardians of the Galaxy in relation to Suicide Squad, and thinking about it, that's quite an apt sort of comparison because Guardians of the Galaxy, I don't think was a super well-known property of Marvel before it came out, right? I don't think so anyway.
Yeah, definitely not. At least for me anyway, I'd never had anything to do with Guardians of the Galaxy. I knew of the characters because I've heard of them fleetingly because I read a lot about comic characters. But yeah, you're definitely right. That I think if they had have interviewed 100 people, have you heard of Guardians of the Galaxy? They'd be lucky if even 5 had heard of him. Just a general movie-going audience. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you were saying before, it's really exciting to see a Wonder Woman film. I personally, I like Wonder Woman. I liked the one. I think she's only had one DC animated film so far. Her own
just
film.
The one, her origin kind of one, yeah.
Yeah, and I thought that was really good. And there have been rumors for so long about Wonder Woman, either a TV show or a movie. I remember, I think Rachel Bilson many years ago was attached to play Wonder Woman at some point. Yeah. I remember, I think she wore a Wonder Woman costume on the OC once. Maybe that's where that got started. I don't know. And there's been lots of other rumors. Like over the years, it's just taken such a long time for Wonder Woman to get on the big screen. So I'm really excited that they're pushing that up. Like that's their third release, right, after Suicide Squad. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's Man of Steel, it's Batman v Superman, it's Suicide Squad, and then Wonder Woman. So yeah, it's the fourth one in line. Yeah, and then Justice League, which she is also in. So we got that's a lot of Wonder Woman. So they must have faith in the actress. Yeah.
I hope so. I'm really hopeful it's good. As you said, the audience is only going to benefit from this war between DC and Marvel.
Oh, definitely. And I can't wait to see what they have. So if they just want to keep pumping them out, if they're good, great. If they keep pumping them out, whatever, I'll go see everyone they pump out. So I'm excited for it. Another trailer that just came out there this week, that came out of absolutely nowhere, was the trailer for 10 Cloverfield Lane, which is there was a movie in 2009 or 2008 or 9. I should have looked this up, but it's one of the two. Cloverfield came out, and it was the J.J. Abrams produced film directed by Matt Reeves. No, sorry. Yeah, Matt Reeves. Yeah.
Matt Reeves, I believe, did direct it. Yes.
Yes, and I loved it. That's Cloverfield's one of my all-time favorite movies. And there was rumors of a sequel coming out for ages, for years and years and years, and it was always going to be like, oh, it's going to be from the perspective of the military, or it's going to be the perspective of there's another man holding a camera somewhere in the film, and like the two cameras meet at one point, and then like that was going to be the two movies meeting, and it was going to be from a different perspective. But it seems they've gone completely different with this. So it seems to be set in a bunker. John the Good Man Goodman is the lead character, with Mary Elizabeth Winstead and some other fellow, I've forgotten his name. But yeah, it seems to be a completely different beast to Cloverfield was. What are your thoughts?
As you said, this came out of nowhere. There was not even any kind of speculation or anything. It just seemed like Cloverfield was sort of not forgotten about, because it certainly has, it has its fans. And I'm sure they talked about it, but when it comes to like just the wide audience, there was no real speculation about a new Cloverfield movie. And for this trailer to be completely unannounced, I can't remember what film was it shown before. Was it?
I think it was Michael Bay's new one, 13 or something like that.
Days or whatever it's called. Yeah.
Whatever that one is.
Yeah.
The one we're not really interested in, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah, no. When Michael Bay's involved, I just pretend it doesn't exist. It's super exciting, and it's kind of confusing. Like, we don't know for sure if it's like an actual sequel, because isn't it? I think I read that it happened at the same time as the events of the first Cloverfield.
From what
they're in
the
same time.
Yeah, from what it looks like to me, I'm not sure what's going on, but at the end of the first Cloverfield, it's an old movie. You haven't seen it by now. Just mute this next part. But at the end of the first one, they pretty much nuke Manhattan to kill the monster, and like everything, they all blow up. That's the end of the movie. We don't see if the monster lived or died. I think JJ confirmed that they killed the monster. I'm not sure. But yeah, so they nuke Manhattan. To me, if I was making the sequel, that would be a good way to incorporate the bunker. Like if there's nuclear fallout up on land. We don't even know where this movie's set. Like the trailer is entirely down in this bunker. We don't know where it is. My problem with this is I've been reading online. So apparently Paramount, I think, does it. They had this movie called this was called Valencia, and it was in production for about a year or so, 2 years, and it was filmed maybe a year ago, and it was pretty much a thriller where John Goodman's character, as we see in the trailer, is holding hostage these two younger couple, this two younger couple, and they try and escape, and they try and get out of this cellar. And John Goodman turns out, is he a psycho? Is he helping them? Whatever. And the film was finished apparently, and there was no trace of Cloverfield, the monsters. There was no monsters. There was no mention to any. It was just a thriller. It was just a generic thriller. And apparently they screened it with audiences, and from there something happened between there where they've thought, hey, let's put Cloverfield monster into this. Let's tie this in to make some more money. Whether that's true or not, I mean, that on IMDb, Valencia was on there. The plot line was there with John Goodman's character in the cellar, with the actors, with their names and everything. It was all there. Nothing to do with Cloverfield. Then this trailer dropped, and then all of a sudden, bam! Yeah, this is it. It's Cloverfield. So whether or not that's a smokescreen, that might be a smokescreen. Maybe it was a Cloverfield movie right from the get-go, and because JJ was doing Star Wars, we just naturally assumed everything that he was doing was secretive to do with The Force Awakens. And he could do this in secret. They called it this, and they made up this full story about it being some separate movie. I don't know which I believe. I don't know if it always was a Cloverfield film or if it wasn't a Cloverfield film. What's your take on that?
I think you can make a good argument for both. I think, if it was a generic, thriller, just starring John Goodman, and Mary Elizabeth Winstead and the other guy who shall remain nameless because neither of us can remember who he is.
Screw that guy.
That guy. I'm sure he's very nice, but I apologize to that guy if he somehow sees this.
He will.
I'm sure he will. I'm sure he'll come upon it at some point. But yeah, if it was just a generic thriller not attached to anything, yeah, it's like surely John Goodman is no longer that much of a box office draw where like his name can sort of attract something like a big audience on its own. So I could definitely see the argument that it just started off as that, and then they thought, no, wait, this we could really make this a part of the Cloverfield story. I could definitely see that, but I can also see it from the other side. Like, okay, so it was originally called Valencia. That could have just been a working title or like a smokescreen kind of thing to just completely blindside the public essentially into the fact that they're making a new Cloverfield movie. I can definitely see it that way too. So, I mean, I'd probably be inclined to think the latter. I would like to think that they were planning it as a Cloverfield film the whole time. But I could see either being certainly plausible, if nothing else. But I would think it's the latter, that it was always going to be a Cloverfield movie.
Definitely. And what's interesting to me is that, no one in the general public knew this was coming. It just dropped with this movie, with Michael Bay's new movie. And, like that's all well and good. Oh my God, like they filmed the teaser or whatever. No, this thing's coming out early March. Like this is coming out in a month and a half. Like this, so that's another reason that I think maybe it was another movie first, and then they thought, okay, let's add Cloverfield into this to make money. I don't know, but this thing's coming out March 11, I think. So that's soon. That's not 6 months in advance. They don't have time. What they have now is pretty much what they're going to be showing us. So it's interesting to say the least. That's not much marketing time from like a business end point of view. So they really got faith in the Cloverfield name to put it forward, I guess.
Yeah, that's interesting. And I guess it's I remember with the first Cloverfield film, it was like the marketing was not really sort of conventional marketing. I think it was kind of an early sort of form of viral marketing, if I recall. There were like mysterious web pages made and that kind of thing. So you didn't really know what it was about.
It was pretty much one massive like alternate reality game. So you found one site which led you to another site, and there were these very like distant clues that related somehow. Like I remember Slusho was a big one. It was a drink that was on somebody's shirt in the first film, and then that led to a viral marketing, and then like something like there was something about Japan and nuclear testing or something like that. And so that all tied into the monster, and I thought that was interesting. I love that kind of thing, even though I didn't really follow that side of it. I was reading everything. I was like, what the hell is this movie going to be about?
Yeah, it was just I remember it just being a super mysterious thing. And looking back, do you think that we can blame Cloverfield for the rise of found footage films? Maybe it probably goes back to maybe the Blair Witch Project, but just thinking about it, since Cloverfield, like it just seems like the whole found footage thing has exploded.
Definitely.
Do you think we can blame Cloverfield for this? Is this their fault that this sort of epidemic has occurred?
It really did explode after Cloverfield. I think they were the first film to really do it like in a blockbuster, really. Like like the big effects. This really massive monster. This massive storyline. Like the Blair Witch Project was excellent, and I think it's very effective. They do it really well. And then between that, like I'm struggling to think of one between the Blair Witch and Cloverfield that
there was Blair Witch 2, which I'm sure everyone has forgotten about.
I was just about to say one between Blair Witch and Cloverfield that is very prominent. Because you're right. Straight after Cloverfield, there was Paranormal Activity, and then there was actually Paranormal Activity maybe came out the same year, so I don't know which was first.
I think Paranormal Activity might have been, might have been 2007 or 8 or 9, one of those years.
But apart from that, then we have had all these, these really cheap horror films that have been found footage with monsters. We've had like even movies like Chronicle, the superhero one, that was really good. I really enjoyed that. That was good. But you're right. I think if they do it well, they can be excellent. If they just turn out another one just because, hey, it's cheap, let's do it, we can have a few jump scares, it's not going to work real well. So I'm pumped for this. I think 10 Cloverfield Lane will be fun, even if it only slightly ties into Cloverfield. I think it'll be fun. They're really coasting on the name here, so I think having John Goodman is a good thing. Is a good thing. And
very nice. I did not get that first. Well done.
It wasn't intentional. It was kidding. And and Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who was in Scott Pilgrim, among other things. I think it'll be a fun time, and I'll be there opening day to see it because I love it. I love the first one.
Yeah, definitely. Personally, I also like the theory that someone put on Reddit that this is a Roseanne, like Roseanne is the monster. It's a Roseanne-related film, and this is Dan, perhaps after his heart attack. I'm not sure. Maybe it's like a purgatory thing, which could tie into Lost. I don't know.
Finally, it's the film we've all been waiting for. That is the film we've all been waiting for. Earlier this week, we had the Oscar nomination announcement for this year. I'm sure if you haven't heard the list, there's a whole heap of good stuff up for nomination, whole heap of mediocre stuff up for nomination. Jason, what's your take on the nominated films? We'll go through the Best Picture films first. What's your take on them?
Yes. Well, it'll be hard to have a proper take because I haven't seen most of them, which is not great. I've only seen two. I've seen Mad Max Fury Road and The Revenant. They are the only two that I have seen. I did start watching Room. I only got about 20 minutes into it just because I wasn't really feeling it at the time. Just wasn't in the mood for it. But it looked good. I know you've seen it, and you said it's great.
Yeah, I really like Room. I only saw that last week, and it's excellent. I really liked it.
Yeah, it does look good. Yeah, I'm for the most part, I think the nominations were all right. Like based on what I know about them, anyway. Like I'm really happy that Mad Max is nominated. Partly because it's an Australian, at least or partly Australian film. Certainly an Australian director. And there are lots of sort of random Australian character actors in the film as well. And that's really cool. I think it has the most nominations of all films, actually. I think it has 10 nominations. And it recently did really well at the Critics' Choice Awards as well. I think it won all but 2. I think it won like 9 Critics' Choice Awards. So it's going in with a lot of momentum. And I hear that George Miller may be the favorite for Best Director at this point, but when it comes to the Oscars, anything can happen. Anything can change at any moment.
That's true.
I'm really excited that it's nominated. I don't think it will win Best Picture. It seems popular opinion seems to think that it will be either The Revenant or Spotlight. That seems to be the way things are going. I wouldn't be surprised if it's either. Though I guess with The Revenant, like directed by Inarritu, who directed last year's Best Picture winner, Birdman, and he won Best Director last year too. So it would be interesting if he somehow did the double and won again this year. It's certainly possible. He did win the Golden Globe. And The Revenant won the Golden Globe as well. Yeah, what do you think? It's a really interesting group of nominees, I think, for Best Picture.
Yeah, I don't mind the Best Picture nominees this year. I mean, I've seen all of them bar Brooklyn and Spotlight. So they're two I need to get around to seeing. The rest of them, yeah, for the most part, I liked them. The one that I didn't like, that I was surprised at because I thought I would have really liked it, was The Big Short. Couldn't get into it. I don't know. I didn't like the editing choices. I didn't like the way they shot it. I mean, the cast was great. Like Steve Carell, Christian Bale, they were all good. Like, it's not a terrible movie. I was just expecting something else. I don't know. I didn't like that one. Like you said, it would be great to see Mad Max win. Mad Max Fury Road. If that won, like, that would be incredible. You know, like that's just a fun movie. You know, like it starts out, it's a balls to the wall action movie. You know, like it starts off fast and it doesn't let up until right at the very end. So seeing a movie like that win would be insane. And I'd love it.
Yeah, it is Fast and Furiosa.
How long were you thinking that up?
I literally just thought of it, and I'm very proud of it. When you said Fast, I was hoping you were going to say Furious, but I thought, wait, there's a character called Furiosa in it. I'm very proud of that. I'm gonna cherish that one for the rest of my days. That was great. That was probably the alternate title, The Fast and the Furiosa. It would have been fitting. Yeah, as you said.
Apart from the rest of them, there's none that really stand out like, oh my god, I loved this movie. I thought The Martian was good. I really liked The Martian. Best Picture though, I don't know. The
Best comedy film.
It's a hilarious, side-splittingly fun time with Matt Damon. The Revenant, that's a task to watch. I liked it. I think Leo was great in it. yeah, I mean, I guess it could win. I wouldn't mind, but I mean, there's others that I like more. As I said before, Room was excellent. I really liked Room. I don't really want to say anything about it because I think Room is one of these films to go in not knowing anything is better. See it that way. Spotlight, I can't comment on. I haven't seen that. Apparently, it's great. And yeah, like you said, it was one of the front runners to win. Brooklyn, same deal. Bridge of Spies is one that I really liked. I really like Bridge of Spies. I'm hearing from a lot of people they think that's just kind of the one that's just thrown in there to make up numbers. Yeah, I kind of see that. Steven Spielberg, it's Tom Hanks. I really liked it. I thought it was good. Am I missing any? I don't think so. But yeah, so my pick, I would like to see Mad Max Fury Road win. Apart from that, yeah, I'd like Room. I'd like to see Room win it.
Nice.
Yeah, I think I agree. Going from what the public's saying, it's going to be The Revenant. It's going to be Spotlight. One of the two. They'd be my tip. Spotlight or The Revenant would be my tip.
Yeah, I'd say they're pretty safe bets. Interesting, just sort of going on to Best Director as well. The director of Room, Lenny Abrams, I just watched his previous film, which was Frank, the Michael Fassbender, very strange film. Don't know how I felt about that. So I'm hoping I'll like Room more. Also interesting with Best Director is Tom McCarthy, whose previous film was Adam Sandler's The Cobbler, which you pointed out to me, and I didn't know.
Yeah, so that's a definite step up. Yeah, to go from an Adam Sandler weird comedy. I haven't seen it. You saw it.
I thought it was all right. I didn't hate it, honestly. Maybe it's just because I have super low expectations when I go into any Adam Sandler movie. And it is very, very sort of overly sentimental and cheesy and all that kind of stuff. Like there's many flaws with it, but I didn't hate it. I think though I do have a kind of I'm a bit of an Adam Sandler apologist. I think I liked That's My Boy. I enjoyed that. Jack and Jill, no, did not like that. But
well, fair enough. Each of their own. I mean, I can't go. I haven't seen it. I've heard it's shit. Like I'm not gonna lie, I've heard it's really bad. But maybe I'll watch it one day.
Tom McCarthy. Oh, sorry. Tom McCarthy. He directed a film about almost 10 years ago now, which I actually really liked, called The Visitor, with Richard Jenkins. That's a really nice film. I saw that, a long time ago now, and I only just realized he directed that, and that was really good. So he has done quality work before, Tom McCarthy, but The Cobbler was probably one of his highlights.
Going through the other ones, so just quickly for Best Actor, we've got Bryan Cranston as Trumbo. Yeah, I love Bryan Cranston. He's a great actor. Trumbo, on the other hand, was a terrible film. I didn't like it at all. And I was looking forward to seeing it. Another John Goodman film, so there's a connection there. I was really looking forward to seeing Trumbo because I really like those movies that are about, Hollywood, especially that era of Hollywood. I love it. Trumbo, however, boring. It was boring. It was just dull. It just felt like everybody was trying too hard. Look at our performance. This is an Oscar-worthy performance. No, I didn't feel that one. Matt Damon in The Martian. Like I said, he's great. But yeah, I don't think he'll win Best Actor for that. Leonardo DiCaprio, Michael Fassbender, and Eddie Redmayne. They're the three I think we got to watch. You know what? It wouldn't surprise me if Fassbender steals this from DiCaprio or Redmayne. But if I was betting money, I'd put it on DiCaprio. I think this is the year he's finally going to give it.
Yeah, I agree. I have seen Steve Jobs. I really liked it, and I thought Michael Fassbender was great. He doesn't he has a slight resemblance to Steve Jobs, but with those biopics, it's difficult when you're really familiar with the person. It's hard to be really invested if they don't exactly look like them. So yeah, it didn't quite. I think actually Ashton Kutcher looks more like Steve Jobs. He actually really does look a lot like a young Steve Jobs, but just he's not a good actor. But that's the only downside. But Michael Fassbender was excellent, and I would not be surprised if he won. But I do agree. I think it's going to be Leo's year finally. I think he slept in animal carcasses. He did all kinds of crazy things in the wilderness, and I think he will be rewarded with the Oscar for Best Actor this year.
He's hope he screamed or cried enough for the Academy to notice him finally. He actually said that. Best Actress, we've got Cate Blanchett, Brie Larson, Jennifer Lawrence, Charlotte Rampling, and I always stuff up her name. How do you say?
I think it's Saoirse Ronan.
I do not know. I always say something weird. So yeah, her S. Ronan for Brooklyn. I haven't seen Brooklyn. I can't comment on that.
Yes.
I haven't seen 45 Years. I can't comment on that. I haven't seen Joy, so I can't comment on that. And I haven't seen Carol, so I can't comment on that. So my by default pick to win Best Actress is Brie Larson in Room, but she was great. So yeah.
That's as good a reason as any. She does seem to be the favorite. I think she just won the Critics' Choice Award, and she won the Golden Globe as well. And Cate Blanchett is a recent winner. She only won, I think, 2 years ago for Blue Jasmine. So it's possible. And Jennifer Lawrence, of course, is another recent winner. So whether they'll want to go for someone who's already won one, or if they want to go with someone new, Brie Larson is certainly a solid choice. From what I saw of the film, I haven't seen the whole thing, obviously, but she seemed fine. And yeah, I've seen Joy. I thought it was pretty good. Not brilliant, but and I'm not really a big fan of David O. Russell. And I think
American Hustle was bad.
No, did not like that. Did not like that at all. But I thought Jennifer Lawrence was good. I just think it's kind of it's starting to feel like, oh god, Jennifer Lawrence again. Okay, she's good, I get it, but let someone else have a go, right? She's been nominated, I think, at least 3 of the last 5 years, maybe. Maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration, but she was certainly nominated for. I think she was nominated for American Hustle, and she won for Silver Linings Playbook, both David O. Russell films.
But I mean, we can say that about Leonardo DiCaprio as well. I mean,
True.
He gets nominated every time. So, but the thing with Jennifer Lawrence for me at least is she's a good actress. I don't hate her. And I watch all her movies, but I don't know. She needs to mix. She needs to play something different. I'm seeing when I watch her, I'm seeing Jennifer Lawrence. I'm not seeing Katniss Everdeen. I'm not seeing Joy. I'm not seeing whatever the hell else she's played. The Silver Linings Playbook character. I'm seeing Jennifer Lawrence, and that's becoming a bit of a problem. She needs to mix up a bit. She needs to play something out of her comfort zone a bit more. She's getting a bit too comfortable in being Jennifer Lawrence, I think, on screen, not in real life. I'm not commenting on her in real life. Just the character she plays. I'm seeing Jennifer Lawrence. So I'm getting a bit tired of seeing that same Jennifer Lawrence persona. But she might come out with an excellent film. I mean, her next film I think is with Amy Schumer in that comedy, but I don't know. I think that's what kind of you were trying to say. So hopefully she'll do something that we both love in the future.
Have you seen Winter's Bone? She is great in that movie.
No, I haven't seen that. I've been meaning to watch that for years, and I just haven't got around to it.
She's excellent.
Going back to the Oscars, the other category I wanted to bring up was their Best Animated Feature Film. We have Anomalisa, the Charlie Kaufman film, Boy in the World, which I haven't seen. I don't really know much about. Inside Out, the Pixar movie, Shaun the Sheep movie, the Aardman Animation Studios movie, and When Marnie Was There, which is the Japanese one. I'm not sure. Is that a Studio Ghibli film? I don't think.
Not to my knowledge, but
I think so.
But I mean, it's possible, but not to my knowledge.
You brought this up in the week. There's a massive omission here. I think the Peanuts movie. I would have thought the Peanuts movie would have been in there, but that was snubbed.
Yeah, I was really disappointed. I loved that film. In fact, I think if it was nominated, I would have preferred it to win over Inside Out. And I loved Inside Out. Don't get me wrong. I loved it. But the Peanuts movie, there was just something about it that just felt fresh. It felt fresh, even though, Peanuts goes back a long time. And it has the sort of quality and style of the older films. But there's something about it that just felt different in this era of 3D animated films, and I'm really disappointed. Maybe Shaun the Sheep deserved it over the Peanuts movie. I don't know. I have not seen Shaun the Sheep. Actually,
I have seen Shaun the Sheep movie, and surprisingly, I really liked it. I'm a fan of Aardman Animation to begin with. This one, Shaun the Sheep movie is pretty much it's a silent film. No one speaks in it, and it plays out like an old Charlie Chaplin movie or an old Buster Keaton movie. In the way that it follows this character around. They get into all these mishaps, funny stuff, funny shenanigans happen, and then it all works out at the end. And I've not watched the Shaun the Sheep show. The only bit of Shaun the Sheep I've seen is in Wallace and Gromit 3. I think A Close Shave. So if that won, great, whatever. I don't think it will. I think Inside Out is the obvious win here, but I wouldn't mind seeing Anomalisa win. I really like that. It's not for everyone though, but if that won, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, Anomalisa is the one I really want to see out of all of those. I love Charlie Kaufman stuff from being John Malkovich, the Eternal Sunshine adaptation is great. Synecdoche, New York. Have trouble with that title. Synecdoche, New York is really good, though kind of depressing. It was already depressing. It was already depressing. Sorry.
I haven't seen that one. Yeah, no, sorry. That's the one I haven't seen yet. And I think I was saying it Anomalisa, but it's Anomalisa. So I should point out, not Anomalisa, Anomalisa, because it's like Anomaly, and then her name is Lisa. So
makes sense. I'm really excited to see that. I just have to be sort of in the right mood for it, because Charlie Kaufman's films can be quite dense and usually depressing, as I was saying about Synecdoche, New York. And as I was going to say that it's even more depressing now because, of course, Philip Seymour Hoffman sadly passed away. And so that kind of adds to the sadness of that film. It's a very troubling, dark film, but it is amazing. Anomalisa, I really want to see. But I agree, Inside Out, it's going to win.
For sure.
It's Pixar, it's great.
I really can't see, and I mean, a lot of people are calling it Pixar's return to form, so I think they've got it in the bag. Unless something, Shaun the Sheep may surprise us all, who knows? But yeah, I would say Inside Out has a massive advantage over everything else there. Moving on sorry.
Just going to say, I think people were surprised it wasn't nominated for Best Picture, Inside Out. I think some people were expecting it, and it wouldn't have looked out of place. It would not have looked out of place. It was nominated for Best Picture.
So. I don't think it would have. I don't think it would have been a contender in the Best Picture category. But yeah, definitely, I think it's good enough to be up there. Moving on from movie news. This week and last week has been a massive blow to the entertainment industry with the first of all the death of David Bowie, and then not even a week later we had the death of Alan Rickman. Two very unexpected passings. What do you have anything to comment on this situation?
Oh, cruel world! Why? Yes, yes. It was a massive blow. Like, it's so early on in the year. You want the year to start off well, and then I think it was the 11th of January or something like that. We learned that David Bowie died just a mere 2 or 3 days after he released his last album, Black Star. It was a massive shock. No one, apart from a very few amount of people, knew that he was sick. And when you look at it in hindsight, with his album, you can see the signs. Like Lazarus, I think, is the obvious one there. But it was such a huge shock. He was just pretty much everyone shared the sentiment on social media and stuff that, like, it just seemed like he was immortal. Of course, he's human, but there was just something about him. Like, he was just like this eternally sort of cool guy. This cool guy who he was never uncool from the late 60s to when he appeared to up to 2016. He was cool. And
what's really sucks about it is that we didn't have any new Bowie material from like 2003, and then in 2013 he released what I thought was the brilliant The Next Day. I love that album, and I thought, great, we've got new Bowie albums to look forward to. And the fact that they said that he was in studio, he was making new albums, I thought, great, we're gonna get this. And then he announced Black Star, and I thought, brilliant, he's really doing this. We're getting new David Bowie material. And then Black Star came out. I wasn't a fan at first. I warmed up to it rather quickly. I think it's quite good now. I still don't like a couple of songs, but for the most part, it's a great album. And then 2 days after, the day after listening to it, because I only listened to it on the 10th. The day after that, or the 10th here, I mean, we hear that he's died. So that was I did not expect that at all. I was listening to it 5 hours previous, and then I hear the news. It's like, wow, that didn't see it coming. And the weird thing about it is, it's the same. It's kind of this. Him and Alan Rickman, both 69 years old, both kept, it was both cancer, and they both kept it secret. So it was kind of, that was eerie that it kind of was the same thing.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. It's sort of, Alan Rickman just coming, 3 days or so after Bowie was just like another kick to the old nutsack. It was just, like Alan Rickman again, like, what David Bowie was to music. I mean, David Bowie was an actor, of course, as well. He did Labyrinth and Dark Crystal and The Man Who Fell to Earth, which I hear is very good, and Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence, amongst other films. The Prestige he was in. But Alan Rickman, was just such a well-liked actor in everything he did. His first film was Die Hard. I was amazed to learn that Die Hard was his first film. And it's such, Hans Gruber is such an iconic character. And to think that it was his first film is quite amazing to me. And from then on, he just, film after film, admittedly, I've not seen all of his films, but the ones I have seen, he's always been just such a great presence on screen. Obviously, Harry Potter and Severus Snape, that's the main one. But also Love Actually, I thought he was very good in. He was great at everything that I saw him in, and it really sucks. It really sucks that we lost him and Bowie in the same week. Hopefully we won't have any more weeks like that.
Definitely, and I mean, it's kind of continuing. Like we picked those two to focus on because they were the ones, who, they're obviously so prolific and so big, and that we knew them the most. There was also a week or so, or maybe a bit more before Bowie, there was Lemmy from Motorhead. After there's also been the mayor from Ghostbusters passed in the same week. So did Brian Bedford, the voice of Robin Hood in the Disney film. So did
Glenn Fry recently, the Eagles.
Oh yes,
the Eagles died just the other day. Yeah,
of course. Yeah, 2 days ago I think. So yeah, it's been a shitty start for the entertainment industry to 2016. Hopefully it gets better, but anyway, moving on. Speaking of 2016, upcoming in the year, this looks to be an excellent movie year for movies. What are you looking forward to?
Well, I mean, we've already talked about all the DC stuff. So look, I won't repeat it too much again, but absolutely looking forward to Batman vs Superman and Suicide Squad. Outside of that, I'm just going through sort of what's coming out. There is a lot of stuff. There is this one I only just heard about recently. It sounds interesting. Is Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Have you heard of this film? It's coming out soon, I think February, starring Tina Fey and Margot Robbie. I'm interested in that, and I like Margot Robbie. I just watched her film Focus actually this morning, and I liked her in that, and she looks great in the trailer for Suicide Squad as well. She looks like a great Harley Quinn. So I'm interested to see this film. It's a proper comedy. I'm interested to see how she'll go in that. So I guess that's a quick upcoming release that I'm looking forward to.
Another upcoming one that kind of seems in the same vein is The Nice Guys, the one starring Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling. Have you seen the trailer for that? That looks quite good. It's set in the 70s, I think, and they're like two cops, or Russell Crowe's a cop at least, and they go looking for the disappearance. Someone's daughter goes missing. I'm not exactly. The trailer is hilarious. It looks really funny, and they look like quite a funny pair to get involved with. So I think that'll be funny. By the director of Kiss Kiss Bang Bang and Iron Man 3, I think it's Shane Black. It's a Shane Black film, I'm sure. Apart from that,
I think it's a Shane Black. I think, yeah.
Apart from that, Superman, as you said, 10 Cloverfield Lane. We also have Captain America: Civil War is quite soon. But one of the big ones for me this year, obviously, is Star Wars: The Rogue One. Rogue One will be so much fun. I think a heist movie, or so it seems, a heist movie in the universe of Star Wars, set just before A New Hope. I think that just sounds a lot of fun. And if it's anything like The Force Awakens, it's going to be great.
Amazingly, I kind of forgot about Rogue One. I guess just in all the DC excitement with Suicide Squad and all this other stuff, like Star Wars has sort of already exited my mind, which is insane because The Force Awakens was absolutely incredible and the movie I had been waiting for since at least since I started becoming aware of Star Wars. But Rogue One looks awesome. I really can't wait. As you said, a heist movie in the Star Wars universe. Those sound like two great things to me. I'm really excited about that. And one trailer that recently, I think it dropped maybe today or yesterday, is Neighbors 2, or Bad Neighbors, as it was called here. Bad Neighbors 2, Sorority Rising. I am intrigued by that. I thought the first film was pretty good. And I generally like Seth Rogen in anything, and I'm sure that will be funny. And Zac Efron will be back in some capacity. And this time, instead of a fraternity house, it's a sorority house. So that's a big change.
I had a bit of a problem when I watched that trailer. Like, it looks like we had a couple of laughs out of it, but it looks to be exactly the same film. I mean, it looks exactly the same as the first one.
That's kind of a bad trend when it comes to comedy films, I think. Like The Hangover, I mean, I haven't seen Hangover 2, but it pretty much looks like the same film except in a different location. There are other examples of this as well. None that I can think of off the top of my head. Maybe Home Alone, but that was quite a while ago, not really a contemporary one. But yeah, it does look very much the same. But I'm hopeful it'll be good. Like one of the best comedy sequels in recent times is probably 22 Jump Street, which maybe was perhaps even better than the first. They're both so great. That was like the most surprising. I hope we get another film series. I don't know if we'll get one this year. I don't think we'll get 23 Jump Street this year, but there's certainly another one being planned. I know, so this might not be quite relevant for 2016, but just thinking about comedy sequels, that's the one I want to see the most is the next Jump Street film, because the first two are both hilarious and brilliant, and just Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill are hilarious together. If you haven't seen their clip also from the Golden Globes, you should watch that. Jonah Hill dressed up as the bear from Revenant.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
that was quite funny. They're really funny together, so might not be relevant for 2016, but I love those guys.
A couple of the other movies coming out. My other big one, apart from the DC movies and Star Wars, is the new Coen Brothers movie, Hail Caesar. This looks excellent. I love the cast. I love the era it's set in. I love the Coen Brothers. This looks like a winner on just every part. So I can't wait to see that. A couple of the other ones. At the end of the year, we've got the new Harry Potter universe film, The Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Mid-year, we've got The Jungle Book, which is the live action Jungle Book. It's not really. I mean, yeah, that looks interesting. And we've got like Bill Murray playing Baloo, and Christopher Walken as King Louis. That'll be interesting how that goes. Apart from that, we've got also Marvel's other movies. Doctor Strange is coming out at the end of the year, which will be interesting to see how they take that. And Deadpool, which is very soon, next month, in 2 weeks, I think, or something like that. That's very soon.
Yeah, already been screened.
Yeah, for sure. In the way of Disney and animation, we've got Finding Dory, which is, I think, at the end of this year. We've also got Disney's next film called Zootopia, which is another animal movie. It looks funny. It looks really funny. And then another kid one at the end of the year, I think we've got Steven Spielberg's directing the BFG, which should be interesting as well.
Yes. I love the BFG as a child, the book. So I forgot about that one, actually. I'm interested to see that. I don't know if you mentioned it or not. You may have mentioned it when talking about the superhero films, but also from Fox and Marvel is X-Men Apocalypse. I'm looking forward to that because I just recently watched X-Men First Class and Days of Future Past, and I thought both were excellent. So I'm really excited to see where they're going with the next one. Apocalypse, it sounds quite dramatic. There's the next Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film. I thought the last one was not bad. I thought it was probably better than it should have been. So I'm interested to see. It was a fun movie.
It was just fun. It was just a lot of fun. So
yeah,
that's all I expected. That's all I expected and wanted from it. So yeah, it was fun.
I agree completely. And I'm a fan of Michael Bay. I think I don't think he directed. I think he just produced it.
Produced. Yeah.
But it felt kind of Michael Bay-ish, but lots of explosions and whatnot. But it was certainly enjoyable. Nothing amazing. You mentioned Finding Dory. I'm excited for that. Finding Nemo is one of my favorite Pixar films. So to finally see a sequel to that is awesome. I don't know if you mentioned Independence Day Resurgence. That should be good, hopefully.
Yes.
No Will Smith.
I didn't mention that one. Yeah, no Will Smith because he's in Suicide Squad, as we were discussing before. No,
I mean, the character said Will Smith is not dead. Will Smith is alive. I do not want to start any rumors pertaining to Will Smith.
Oh my god. No.
That would be a really terrible, continuing the 2016 terrible stuff.
I think, I'm sure that'll be a fun movie. I'm sure it'll be okay. I'm in no rush to see Independence Day 2. Or do I think it needed to be made? I mean, no movie needs to be made, but I mean, yeah, it should be fun. It should be a fun time, I guess.
Yeah, and another sequel we've failed to mention, amazingly, is My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2, which comes out, I think, next month. So that's another highly anticipated
that everybody was asking for, My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2.
Yeah, absolutely. And I saw the first My Big Fat Greek Wedding in cinemas back in 2002. For some reason, I link it with Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers because I saw them both in cinemas around a similar time. So two very different films, but I sort of linked them in my mind. At the time, it was funny.
We're finally getting the Two Towers of the My Big Fat Greek Wedding universe.
Exactly. I can't wait for the Return of the King one. Oh man, it's going to be great.
Yes.
It's
Return of Nicopolis.
We can only hope. Fat Pizza versus House Sauce. That was the Return of Nick Giannopoulos. And we haven't got a sequel to Kings of Mykonos yet. That is surely coming. I'm sure Vince Colosimo
maybe we'll get a Wog Boy My Big Fat Greek Wedding crossover film next year.
That would be the ultimate. That would be like that's like the Batman versus Superman of the Greek comedy world.
Oh, definitely.
Nick Giannopoulos versus Nia Vardalos in a some kind of what's a Greek thing? Throwing plates. They smash plates. It's a smashing plates thing. I don't know. I'm being horribly racist right now, even though Greek isn't a race. I'm being highly insensitive regardless. But yeah, My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2 is happening. It is a thing. It is coming out. Hopefully it's all right. I liked the first one when it came out. I have not seen it in a long time. I am doubting that it holds up. I was like 14 when I saw it, so my tastes weren't nearly as refined as they are now. I say.
But yeah, just capping it off for 2016, which single movie is the one you're most looking forward to?
I guess it has to be. It's going to be influenced by what we saw today. It has to be Suicide Squad. After that trailer has just got me so hyped. I am so excited for that film now. I was already excited, but just all the characters look great. Harley Quinn looks awesome. Got a bit of view of Jai Courtney as Captain Boomerang. I think that's his name.
Yeah, Captain Boomerang. Yeah.
Yeah. There was a funny bit of him drinking beer out of a can because he's Aussie, you know. Yeah, mate. We're Aussies. We drink beer.
That's accurate.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah. Probably drinking a Foster's, classic Foster's. Yeah, so it has to be Suicide Squad. Maybe if you asked me on a different day, my answer would be different. But just after the trailer today, it has to be Suicide Squad because that was one of the best trailers I've seen probably in a long time. What about you? What would you consider your most anticipated film of the year?
Yeah, look, because of the hype today, I'm probably going to have to agree. You're right. If you ask me on a different day, it will be a different answer. Like my most I've got four most anticipated. It's Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad, Rogue One, and Hail Caesar. Any one of those four, if they were to come out, I need to see it right now. Right at this moment, yeah, I'm going to pick Suicide Squad because that trailer was awesome. I can't wait to see where they take Harley Quinn, where they take the Joker. Just the whole thing, and how they're going to tie that in to the future Batman movies, the future DC movies, just any movie in general. We don't know who's going to pop up in what movie. Anything could happen. So and judging by the look of Suicide Squad, they're not afraid to just throw these characters into the mix and see what happens. So yeah, it's got to be Suicide Squad. But yeah, I think we're in agreement there. I think that's pretty much wrapped up this very first JJ DVD. Even though we didn't talk about DVDs, we still call it the JJ DVD Variety Hour.
It is a timeless name. It is something that will be relevant for the rest of eternity. DVDs will forever be remembered. DVDs forever, I say. DVDs forever. Yes. Yes, thank you, everybody. It's been, to say it was a long time since the last episode would be an understatement. It has been 8 years, which is terrible on our parts.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time coming, but we just really wanted to wait to talk about Suicide Squad. We knew it was coming in 2008. We just couldn't say anything.
Yeah, we knew the whole time. We were like, we were told to sort of keep it under wraps. We were like, the studio execs were like, look, this Suicide Squad film, just look out for it. It'll be coming in the next 10 years. Just keep quiet about it, okay? Because we don't want the hype to build up too much. So we did. We kept quiet. And now the secret's out. The trailer's out. We can finally talk about it. It's really exciting for us as being involved with the Suicide Squad film.
And we can announce right now that we are, in fact, playing the Green Lantern characters in 2020. But keep it under wraps. Keep it under wraps.
Yes.
No.
Yes. You revealed it too early.
Damn it.
Damn it.
Anyway, if anybody is watching this, thank you very much. And, yeah, we'll be back in an undetermined amount of time. I'm not going to give a time frame because last time I gave a time frame, it was 8 years. So
Yeah. I don't think at the end of the last episode we said, okay, we'll see you again in 8 years.
No, I was like, see you again next week, or see you again in 2 weeks for episode 3 or something. So anyway, this is it. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you for the next one.
Thanks, guys.
And we're still here.